looks I've been doing lately, and hopefully this will be, you know, a bit more accessible, I suppose, because I don't want to make it all about alternative looks by any means. And to be honest, this is the kind of look I'd wear on a more day-to-day basis anyhow. So I made it up as I went along completely. There might be like kind of bits in the video where I'm not talking because I don't have a clue what I'm doing, but I really like how it turned out, and it's quite exotic, I think, almost kind of like Eastern inspired, but yeah, watch on anyhow if you want to see how it's done, and I'll talk to you really soon. I'm going to use some NYX products. I went to my local beauty supply store yesterday and picked up some bits. So I got this eyeshadow trio, which has rust, copper and bronze in it. It was like cheaper for me to get the 3 in this than to get a single pan like this. And then I got this champagne singularly. I thought it was a really pretty colour. So I'm going to use these. I purposely didn't put it like an official base on my eyes. I just have concealer because I want to see how well they work by themselves. So the champagne I've applied all over the kind of upper half of my eyelid, underneath the eyebrow and in the inner corner, and then just about halfway in underneath the lower lash line. And I'm not going to put any on the actual moving part of the lid. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with the actual like winey ready rust colour for the lower lid. So let's pick up some of that on my brush. Get rid of any lines that have happened in the concealer. I love these colours. I kind of go through phases of wearing them every now and again. These reddy, like rich red, auburny, rusty colours. They go just so lovely with green eyes. And they're not really enough on the purple side to look bruisey, if there's such a word, which I know there isn't, but anyhow. Change to a blending brush so I can blend the rust colour up over the crease a bit into the champagne. I don't know, for some reason when I use these colours I always tend to go way more smoky and like all over smoky than I would with other colours. I think they're really romantic colours actually. I just love them. So I'm just going to get a wee bit of a smaller brush so I can apply the rust underneath my lower lids now, just to bring it in to meet where the champagne was. Just any kind of small lay down shader brush. Or if you have a proper smudger brush, or just something that suits under the eye like a pencil brush would do as well. Just adding a tiny bit more of the champagne and kind of bringing it underneath the rust, underneath the eyes. And then if you want, you can maybe get a clean blending brush rather than the one you used, and just blend around the bottom edges, around the sides. It's already making my eyes look like super green. I'm way paler, by the way, on the computer screen than I am in real life. It's really glary outside today, so you probably won't be able to see the colours as well as you should. To tone down the champagne just underneath my eyebrow arch, I'm just going to use a Revlon matte colour in Vintage Lace. This is a great drugstore nude eyeshadow colour if you're pale. a great base for blending eyeshadows over. If you don't have something, you know, like, I don't know, Brulee or Mylar from MAC, depending on how pale you are, this is a really, really good one, much less expensive obviously as well. So that's just going to tone down that colour underneath my eyebrows. I'm going to do my eyebrows next because I'm not sure about the eyes. So what'll I use? I have Struck by MAC. This is probably going to be really brown on my eyebrows, but I'm going to give it a go anyhow. Eyelash glue. I was going to say lash glue. Clear mascara to keep the hairs in place and just kind of brush them how I want them. I actually really like how the strut looks on my hair now. I think the reason I thought I didn't like it before is when I had the blonde in the side of my hair, and then this, it's not black but it's very, very dark brown, so it looked weird when I had like a brown brow, almost black hair, and then blonde here was like too many different tones going on. But when my hair is all one colour, it actually looks lovely, grand. I like how it looks against the eyeshadow colours. Okay, so I went with a pretty strong brow, and I'm not really sure what to use on my eyes. I was thinking of using liquid eyeliner. I'm out of my fluid line. I think I'm going to go for, I'll just grab one of these. I'm going to use my Feline Eye Kohl. Just work that. This is by MAC. Limited edition. I have a feeling it's going to be out in one of the upcoming collections this autumn. Shadow and my angle brush here, and I'm going to concentrate it on the lower lash line. I want the lower lash line to be much darker than the upper lash line, so I'm just going to press it in as close to the waterline as possible because I don't really want there to be a gap between the black on the waterline and the black under and around the lashes. I find it very hard to get shadow sometimes in between my lashes because they're very long and there's quite a lot of them there. I know a lot of people I work on tend to have a lot less lashes underneath their eyes, or maybe they're longer but they're not as kind of close together, so they can be a pain in the butt to work with sometimes. A little bit over my top lash line as well, over where the black was in the outer corner, but I'm not going to bring it in any further. I think I might maybe wing it out here a bit, keep kind of soft. Yes, I'm just drawing in a wing with the black shadow on the liner, and then using my blending brush to soften it and pull it out a bit, so it's not like a harsh wing like you'd get with a liner. Changing my mind again, I'm actually just going to go ahead and darken out that corner a bit more with the black. Bring it a tiny bit into the crease, still pull it out. Yeah, it's much darker. So I'll just do the same on the other side. And try not get everywhere but the eye. It's really hard to talk when I'm doing these kind of tutorials when I really don't know what I'm doing. because I just don't know what I'm doing next. But hopefully you'll have a fair idea of what's going on. Okay, I just want to extend a tiny wee bit inside the inner corner of my eye. Not over the lash line, but where my waterline comes down, and not even that far in, just a little bit. Give it like a tiny bit of a cat eye effect. Arabic effect without being like really obviously drawn in. That's why I'm going to use shadow for this rather than pencil, and I'm just doing it really slowly so I can be careful not to apply too much product. I don't want to go down too far. I'm using the black from my Manly, the 24 colour palette, the one I went on about before. It's just so intense. It's one of the blackest blacks I had. The English one was, and it still is like practically the same as this, but this is just so super black. I love it. Okay, I could probably keep at my eyes all day, but I'm going to leave it at that. You can see it's actually a really nice intense look. It's quite exotic because of how it's darkened in the outer corner and the kind of winged shape. So I'm just going to add a load of mascara now. I'm going to use my Colossal by Maybelline. This is like definitely one of my favourite mascaras at the moment. I just reach for it all the time. I'm going to concentrate the mascara on the outer lashes as well and pull out so it's a bit more feline. So it's got a bit more of a feline look to it. And really work it into the outer half of the lashes, the outer end of my eyebrow lash there. Do the bottom lashes as well, but do the same thing where you pull them out. Maybe don't really bother so much with the lashes on the inner half of your eye. Okay, so that's the mascara on. I'm just going to powder and contour now, and I'll be back just to pop on lips and cheeks and show you what I used. I added a little drawn on mole just because I thought it would look really well with the look. It actually does look really exotic, almost Arabic. I can never say that word right. Almost Arabic. I think my earrings are probably I think my earrings probably play a big part in that as well, which I got today actually, by the way, in New Look if anyone's interested. I just loved the fact that they were shaped like this because they'll go through my tunnels really easily, but that's completely off subject. So this is the look. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it was probably really boring in bits, but like I had no idea what was going on some of the time, so sorry. Anyhow, I'll talk to you